Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am here with Jay from Full Time Devils and this lad, Stephen Howson.
Hiya.
And we're just reacting to, we've just been drawn against LASK in the Europa League.
Yeah.
What do we reckon and what do we know?
Well, according to my extensive knowledge, just get it up. Cheers to Alex, not this one, the other one. Why do all you lot have the same fucking names, by the way?
It's not that bad.
It is.
There's two Alexes, but he's called Turk, so we can just leave it.
Right, yeah.
So he can't be called
he's
Alex
now known as Turk,
That's
which
it.
Entourage. Before we get well off topic in there, because it's going to happen. Like Entourage was mint with the Turk. Anyway, whatever. Right. So Alex has done some fact finding for us. Cheers for that. They got knocked out of the Champions League qualifying by Club Brugge.
Losers.
They've lost just one Europa League game so far this season, which was 2-1 at Sporting Lisbon. They qualified out of Group D as the winners. 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Pretty good. Won every single home game, including 4-1 against PSV and 3-0 against Sporting.
That's not bad.
That's not to be sniffed at, I don't think.
No, that's decent.
At all. Beat Alkmaar 3-1 on aggregate in the round of 32. United beat them 4-0, obviously, when we played them in the group stage. Currently top of the Austrian Bundesliga, ahead of Red Bull Salzburg by 3 points after 20 games. The stadium's got 6,009 capacity, which means that the first 14 people at Old Trafford are going to get away tickets. And you're going to pay £1,000 for them.
I was about to say, you don't think they'll give us a few more just because they'll absolutely bend us over with the prices?
You do that one if you want.
Formation. Normal lineup 3-4-3.
Yeah, normally lineup been 3-4-3 in 7 out of their 8 Europa games.
21-year-old Marco Ragus. Top goal scorer with 5 goals in 5 starts. And so pretty good.
Did you say they lost to Sporting?
They beat Sporting 3-0.
They beat Sporting 3-0. Did you say they lost as well 2-1?
They've lost someone, but I haven't got in my notes who that is off the top of my head. But they beat PSV 4-1. Right, I'm going to make a prediction because this is something that I know that all of the shit rags do, so definitely check this out in the formerly great local newspaper, now disreputable online blog known as the MEN. They're going to link us to that Marco Ragus this week. Because next week, when it's time for us to play, they'll have some SEO factor in there. Watch out for this.
All with this lad.
He knows this space, doesn't he? Yeah. He knows his stuff.
Watch it. Watch it. And when it happens, I want someone to tweet me.
Although saying that,
and link this back
they've got a right midfielder here, Reinhold whatever that. Go on that name.
Rantel.
Yeah. Right midfielder provided
Reinhold
3 assists.
Rantel.
That sounds perfect.
That's so German.
Sancho replace no Sancho. Get him instead.
Right. Either way, they're going to link us to one of their players.
Have they played Bruno? That's why I'm asking about Sporting Lisbon. Because my little brain thought, Sporting, Bruno, Magnifico.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, he's all right. I reckon if he keeps his head down, focuses, he's got a bit of potential.
Yeah.
Best Portuguese signing we've ever had?
Easily. Not even any debate about that, is there? Come on.
Yeah.
Do you
Who
know what I
else
mean?
could it possibly be?
Exactly.
Nane? No. Anderson?
No.
He come from Portugal, but he wasn't even
you
actually
can't
Portuguese.
count him, can you?
Rojo, not even Portuguese.
No.
And we've not really had anyone else.
No, that was it.
Bebe?
No.
Bebe, though, that's a good one.
Delo? Get fucked. So, yeah, and that is all of the Portuguese players United have had. Right, let's get on their fixtures and see what they did in that there.
I reckon that Bruno was rested for the game that they won 3-0. That's the
Bruno
only
got a golden
conclusion.
assist according to this.
Did it? You see?
Yeah, of course he fucking did.
Of course he did.
But they also lost to them 3-0.
So that's a 3-0. What about the...
Let's have a look at that one. And then the other one, that was in December. And the other one was 2-1. So 2-1 and he got a goal and assist. It's not bad. Bruno played in the 10.
There you go.
Yeah, man of the match.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just so stupid. Did he play? Yes. He got a goal and assist and was man of the match. Right, okay.
No, that's not him.
Is it not? So he didn't play?
No, because he is number 8, and that Fernandez right there is number 93.
So he didn't play
They put on an
3-0
imposter.
loss.
So that was it.
So that's how it's going to go down with
why.
United. We're going to not play him and lose 3-0.
And then
play
play
him. He's going to win us the game. Get man
we'll win 4-0.
Mint. There you go.
Right, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
He is ridiculous, though, isn't he?
He's been belting, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I know Di Maria started really well, and we all like to just go, oh, fuck off, he was shit.
Memphis did as well.
start
Memphis
well.
started well.
Not as good as this.
Is this as good as anyone you've seen start? I mean, didn't Lukaku not scoring 1 and then scoring 9?
Lukaku was 10 in 10 on it at one point.
Was it 10 in 10
or was it 9 in 10? Sorry. And I think Memphis and Di Maria were player of the month in their first month.
That's not bad going.
So because people dismiss both of them and think they were garbage, but they weren't.
No.
They started really well, and if you dig out enough videos, you'll see all of us going waxing lyrical about them making silly predictions.
The thing is, though, they were good, but all them players, but they've not been the best player on the pitch for the first 5 games.
And I don't think, even though we were struggling at the time, I don't think they came into United side as bad as what Bruno arrived in.
No, not.
And he's almost instantly turned it around.
Yeah,
it was like, wow.
It.
Yeah, he's just ridiculous. I struggle. Do you know what though? I struggle with his chant. It's a bit. I know I'm not the brightest spark he's may have gathered. It just. It's a bit of a tongue twister for me. I know you're like, what? But it is. What?
Bruno.
No, not that. Not the Bruno one. Yeah, I'm like, no, you know, with came from Sporting like Cristiano, and then like he's our Portuguese Magnifico. Sometimes I find myself having to sort of have a little gap because it's a bit of a tongue twister.
The problem with all the chanting at United,
we
almost do need a drummer. But if you turned up at Old Trafford with a drum,
where would that drum
you're
end
gonna
up?
you're gonna get that rammed right up your hole.
Yeah.
So you can't do it. But you do
get
need like some guy with a metronome at the start. Just
That's what I mean.
stick to the beat, lads. Come on.
Yeah.
Because like the United Calypso is one of my favourite.
I
ever
love that
songs.
chant.
But here's how it goes down. So it's bunch of bouncing Busby babes. That's how it's meant to be. Not instead of which is how fast it actually is.
Have you ever been in that situation at Old Trafford as well, or away, where you're literally chanting one thing and the next chant there, the guy next to you and everyone else is chanting something else? It's just like, I think when I was young though, you used to have like people that did almost coordinate. When you used to go and like they'd face the front, wouldn't they? Like,
yeah, come on. But you know, if you did that now as a United supporter,
you get.
You'd be like, who the fuck is he?
Who's it? Yeah.
You weren't at Main Road in '86.
Yeah, I wasn't alive. I don't care. You should have been there. Get out.
Like, I literally said that to me. I didn't see you at Main Road in '86. I was 2. I'm sorry I didn't go.
It's mad,
I was at Barcelona in '84. Was it '84?
Yeah, '84 was Barcelona.
Yeah. And I was 1 year old.
Well, I hope you're there. I hope if you didn't run on the pitch and carry Robbo on your back as a 1-year-old, you're not a United fan, and I don't care. Someone had to go at James. You know James Young, who comes on the Devils sometimes. Someone had to go at him at Wolves the other week, saying, "I didn't see you 5 years ago. He's only 16." I'm like, well, for starters, why were you looking for 11-year-olds? That's a bit weird. And secondly, what's wrong with not doing aways when you're 11?
Oh, LASK play at a bigger stadium when they're in the Europa League. Oh, right, okay. Where do they play?
Okay.
That's what we need, a bit of knowledge. the 2 laptops we've got here weren't enough.
But the YouTube comments have fucking found out for us.
So thanks.
People in the comments saying Ronaldo.
Oh. Yeah. Why didn't we think of Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
You know what? I knew there was someone we were missing.
Yeah, but what did he do after he left us?
Nothing
really.
Career went to the
Nothing
dogs,
in
mate.
the Europa League. Fuck all in the Europa League.
I'd say what him and PK must look back and think, why did he ever leave United?
Yeah.
Absolutely achieved nothing.
All that he achieved after leaving United was Shakira, which is a right medal and a half. Like,
yeah. See, when you can't, can you really say all? All that he achieved was, okay. Yeah, not done too badly on the football front, I suppose.
Firing balls into Messi in the day.
Yes. Anyway.
Swiftly on.
What?
Why did I come in here thinking we're going to do some serious analysis about this draw in LASK when it just becomes jokes about Shakira?
Adam Patterson, there he is. He knows what he's talking about. LASK played at Lindsay Stadium, 18,000 capacity.
It's all right, decent now.
So there's still rinses on tickets.
You want a beer already?
You probably will.
Yeah, well, it's nearly 1 o'clock, cause it is.
Yeah, it's after lunchtime.
Ian says, I'm just old enough to remember watching United versus Barcelona in '84. Sat with my granddad was 9. Why wasn't he there?
Why wasn't he?
Kid part-timer. Robbo was amazing that night. He made Maradona and burned Schuster, his bitches.
It's happened again.
I know. Why do we said we're going to be sitting here talking about how good Robbo was for 2 hours, forgetting about what we're in the fucking Europa League.
It happens every time.
Yeah,
I'm not going to apologise for it. He was mint.
He was mint.
I wasn't old enough to watch enough for Robbo.
Do you know what? This is why I know I'm old now, because I'm 36 and I feel every day of it, right? Yeah. But I remember it might have been my dad, it was someone, maybe an uncle, something like that. That guy that used to take us to the park sometimes. And he used to say, Robbo's old now, he's 34. He's past it. He can't do it at 34. So 34 for me was always in my head, you're old at 34, like proper old at 34. Fucking 36. That's when United sort of started to get rid of Robbo, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, I think I think that might have been his last season when he was 34, and I think
95 we got rid of him.
No. Well, the end of '94, he didn't play. He wasn't in the squad for the cup final, and Fergie said it was his biggest regret in football was not picking him in the squad, because it was like he had his last game at Old Trafford against Coventry, and it was the last bit of standing in the Paddock as well, funnily enough. And then we had the cup final at Wembley. I remember Robert was on 99 goals and he nearly scored against Coventry and didn't. And it was like, is he going to play in the cup final? Is he going to get in the squad? And back in the day when you can only have 2 subs, I think, and Fergie chose Chocky and Sharpie as his subs. And we won, obviously, 4-0. Chocky, with 3-0 up when Chocky came on and got the 4th. And like Fergie said, I should have let Sentiment get in the way for once.
Yeah, just for once.
Yeah.
With Robbo.
Yeah. Robbo, come on.
Because I started going in 1990 and he was... Well, do you know what? Let's have a look, actually, because I know he did play. He definitely played a first part of those early couple of seasons. But when the squad numbers and that came in, he got number 12 for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't starting.
No, you're right, mate.
And he had faded a bit by then, and he seemed to be always injured. But he was a good player.
I think 1990... I mean, I was 10 at the time in 1990, and we were struggling, and he had injuries, but when he played, he was immense, and obviously he was a big part of us winning the FA Cup that year.
17 games in the league, 29 overall, 27 in the league in 91-92. I do remember him a bit in that season. That was when we came second to Leeds. 14 starts in the Premier League, or 14 games, I don't even say if it starts.
No, they wouldn't have been
15
starts. I can guarantee now they wouldn't have been starts. I remember he played in the FA Cup semi-final replay in '94 against Oldham, because we drew 1-1 at Wembley. And he played in it and he got a goal. He got probably the worst goal he's ever scored, where he went to edit and it missed and it hit his thigh and went in. But they all count.
Wasn't that like on a weird Monday night?
Yeah,
because I was at Wembley for the semi.
I was there for the semi, yeah. And then we played. Yeah, you're right. We
My
played.
dad tried to murder me.
Some guy gave me a nosebleed, like hugging me when Sparky scored the equaliser. I didn't mind. I was loving it.
Well, yeah, when Sparky scored that equaliser, you know where the tunnel is at Wembley?
Yeah.
Right, now the tunnel is what, 50-foot drop from the top of the stand?
Right, yeah.
So we were sat in the seat next to the edge of the tunnel. And you're like, if you're in a stadium now, there's things like handrails.
Yeah.
Yeah? Not in 1994.
94, yeah.
There wasn't. So my dad's jumped up, gone like that, nudged me, and I've gone over the edge of the wall and nearly fell into the tunnel. It's about fucking 40 foot. He's just grabbed me by my waistband.
My
Pulled me
God.
back in.
Imagine that. Getting home. Where's Steve? Why is he not with you?
Don't worry about it.
I've got something to tell you. There's good news and there's bad news. Good news is we're in the replay.
On a replay. Where was it? In like Main Road as well, the replay?
Yeah. Wasn't this the one, right? I'm sure that the referee was the United season ticket holder.
Andy Ritchie played for Oldham that day.
Probably did, yeah.
Here's my memory of that replay.
It was 4-1, wasn't it? Was it 4-1?
I don't know, Jay, because
Right.
here's my memory of that
All
replay.
right, sorry, go on.
So it was like the game was on the Saturday and the replay was like the Monday night, something along those lines, wasn't it? Right?
When men were men.
Yeah, we just play again.
Yeah, we'll just play. We'll just play now tomorrow.
VHSs, right? You might have to Google them, some of you. My dad had left me a note because it was a night match, and it was a bit late for me to go. So he just left us a post-it note on the video saying, press play. Go downstairs, press play. Just a fucking blank tape. Whatever he thought he'd recorded, there was nothing of it. But he said, like, here's the game, press play.
Was it Arsenal's European highlights?
Yeah, just...
That was good, wasn't it, last night? That was mint.
I will never tire of Arsenal. Arsenal fans that try and banter you is fucking hilarious.
And they banter you for silly reasons. Like, when they bought Pepe, before he kicked the ball, they were bragging about his price tag. Like, you paid 50 million for your wing, we paid 72 million for ours. That's not good unless he's good.
Unless he's
and you
really
don't know
good.
if he is because none of you have fucking seen him. And when he started playing, he was piss poor.
You see what he did last night?
Oh, when he's beaten
He's
player
beat everyone
four times.
yeah.
Right.
He's
And
beat
just
the
not
entire
put the cross
defence
in.
4 times.
Right.
And then just run out of play.
You know, that's like Nanny
For 72 million.
on a bad day.
It's ridiculous.
That's what I mean. It's just like weird things like that. And, you know, they're so distant now from their glory years that they're getting worse, I think.
It can't
Getting
even be.
hysterical.
Yeah.
It's not even like you can't say transition now. It's been fucking 15 years since they've been half decent, hasn't it?
Since that most overrated team in the history of the Premier League, don't at me. The Invincibles, who drew 12 games, got knocked out of the League Cup by Middlesbrough, knocked out of the FA Cup by us.
Lost 6
and
times in that season.
Yeah, and went out of the Champions
But they
League,
call
I
it
think,
an
in the
invincible
second
season.
round.
Okay, we had an invincible Champions League season.
Yeah, it's not nonsense. Didn't they buy themselves a gold trophy as well to give themselves?
Now, here's the
And then
thing. They
since
always
the Premier
say
League, we're going to give ourselves this.
the
Is
FA
that okay?
supposedly give them a gold trophy. It's about that big. Oh, that big. It's not a full size.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
If
in
you
my life.
Google Arsenal 2004 presentation,
It's just a
they
normal
got the
trophy.
regular trophy.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
the trophy we all got.
They got a little one. Just
But
to
they've
put
done
on.
one.
Wenger got it. It's put
Yeah.
on the mantelpiece, mate.
Yeah, I think they got it. It's like the size of a kettle. Honestly, that's how big it is. It's literally the size of a kettle.
They did really well though to retain it, didn't they?
Imagine that's the curse of it. I'll accept Liverpool going undefeated this season, right?
If that's it.
And then if they don't win it again and they're like, what the fuck, lads?
Well, this is it because people forget this,
Who
right?
was the last undefeated? It was like Preston or something in like 1888.
Yes, I think
let's
Forest
see
did
how
it.
long it
Forest
was.
did it over 2 seasons, didn't they? They went the course of a season, but not an entire season. They did 42 games basically back when the season was 42 games, but they did it over 2 seasons under Clougher.
I'm obsessed with that fucker at the minute.
He's brilliant. He is amazing. Everything about him. I read his book a few years ago. He's brought out 2.
Now then, young man, we have signed you to play for our football team. The minute we find a player that's superior to you in ability, we will let you go. Welcome to the club.
Mint.
That's literally how we signed you. Sign in there. Okay, you know you're out the door the second we find someone better. He was like that.
What?
And he fucking
Cheers,
did.
mate.
They-
He'd sell you for $1 million and buy someone else for a Twix.
He was mad, wasn't he? He was proper like.
Peter, I found us another one.
Yeah, honestly.
Get in your car. We're off to Morecambe.
It was crazy, absolutely crazy. But he's a genius. Like back-to-back European Cups with Forest.
After they got promoted the year before or something as well.
Yeah, he got promoted, won the league, and then won
the
back-to-backs European Cups. And I like I love the
Wow.
fact he went to Leeds and absolutely hated everything about him.
Yeah.
Made it clear.
I don't like you.
You
You don't
get
like
all,
me.
what is it? All your medals and all your cups and throw them in the biggest bin you can find because you haven't won them fairly.
Fucking hell.
That's
Should go to
his
work.
team talk.
Yeah.
He's a fucking legend.
Come
Yeah.
on, mate. Seriously.
I think that obviously, I think the booze got to him in the end because he fell off quite.
No, he did, and it's a shame because he had 1 season too many, didn't he? At the club, he was obviously a functioning alcoholic, barely, and it was sad to see him out. But he got better in his retirement, I think.
Right, they fucked my plan up right away there. Them lot. Right, the Preston Invincibles retained it, so that's a lot of bollocks.
Yeah, but football didn't start till 1992, so
Yeah,
that
so
doesn't
So
matter.
currently, it's 100% of people who've gone undefeated in the Premier League never retained
Never
it.
won it again.
Exactly. It's so arbitrary that though, isn't it? Undefeated, like because if you're drawing a third of your games, is that
It doesn't matter.
better than winning 37 out of 38? No.
No, draws are boring. Draws are the
Yeah.
worst result in football.
And they got to the point where they drew with Birmingham, I think, twice that season. It was like getting to the point where we've won the league, we can
Well,
stay
they're just
undefeated.
like,
let's
have 8
go
draws
for
to
it.
finish it.
Let's just fucking not get beat.
If you look at their results towards the back end of that, I think it's probably an A, actually.
Was that Arsenal season now?
Yeah. It was mostly the middle. They won quite a lot towards the end. It was Bolton they drew with at the end.
There were times, yeah.
There was some right horrific Perez.
And let's not forget, though, right? Yes, Arsenal win the league, and the best team, I always say the best team in the league wins the league. But in 2003, we had an amazing season, amazing comeback. I think that was sort of the pivotal moment for Fergie where he decided, right, I'm going to make some changes. Yeah. Beckham went out, Ronaldo came in, and it was all long term. This wasn't going to be like, we're going to make changes next season, we're going to retain the title. I think he more or less knew that these changes are going to hurt us in the immediate sort of season.
Brought in Rio, brought in Rooney.
Yeah,
brought
it
in
was
Ronaldo,
very
over
a transitional
a
bit.
season
Yeah,
each.
so
And then you had Chelsea come in.
yeah,
as well.
and
you
then
had
people
Chelsea
were going,
start
"Oh,
to-
United are doomed," but he was like, "No, I've bought these players who are young and up and coming, and
Yeah.
we're going to be all right in 2006." And we were, and then unlike them, we retained our title twice because that's just how Fergie rolled, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless
That's the point.
unless you
about
ban his
how-
best
how
player,
long-
he's just going to keep winning.
How long this takes to see a transition? People are like, he's been here a year. Well, I'm actually changing tactics because if you fuckers only want to talk about Ollie as permanent manager, well, he's only been here 6 months, right? Because if that's only what it counts as, that's
I don't get that. I don't get this. Right, 2 things that piss me off: permanent manager and without penalty. Well, that as well. 3 things: permanent manager without penalties and the Sun. Right, Marcus Rashford without penalties. All right, so should we not count the goal against Paris then because it was a
doesn't
penalty?
count.
Why would you not want to count his penalties? What makes you think we're not
Without
counting
penalties,
them?
when we've been attacking the northern end of a pitch on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
He's only won one.
Why is that? It's such a random moment. Take penalty. All right, Eric's 2 penalties in the cup final, they don't count anymore. What are you on about? Why are you not counting them? If penalties are so easy to score, why have we gone through 5 penalty takers this season? Yeah. What are you talking
if we'd
about?
Have scored them at the start of the season, we'd be 4th.
That's what I mean. It's just nonsense. It's just like that with Ollie. Since he's been permanent, why are you starting it from there? Why? It's just a way of. It's like I saw something last night about Arteta. I don't mean to keep making this about Arsenal, but it's like he's only lost twice or something, or 3 times in 14 games. But how many's he won? You know, you can pick any sort of stat you want to make it sound good.
9,
yeah, he's won like
out
2
of everything.
Yeah, he's drawn like 11.
That's what I mean. It's not a good stat. So it's like, he's undefeated in March, but whatever. You know, you pick random stats to try and make it. Well, why not just look at it as a whole? That's his record. Without penalties, with penalties. That's his record as caretaker, as permanent manager. Why not do it like that? Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Now, I actually do think you can make some level of a distinction in terms of what Ollie was doing as permanent manager and as temporary manager. As permanent manager, his job was to do what? Sort this shit out.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from here now. Yeah.
And you can have some short-termism.
Yeah.
And you can possibly go, maybe I'm not going to play all the youngsters in this. They need to get through this cup. They need to get into this position. Right, you've got the job on a permanent basis. Now, when he has that meeting, he's going to go, what am I getting sacked for?
Yeah.
Essentially, what's my metrics? And they go, right, well, we know this club needs transforming top to bottom. We know that's going to take a few years. We can probably give you 2 years to do that. And he goes, okay, so it's going to be bumpy for a year because I'm going to fuck all these off. I'm going to blood some of them. I'm going to need these signings. Now, I know that he asked for certain signings in the summer that he didn't get. He was promised a complete overhaul, and then he was like, psych, you're not getting it. So whether that's now coming, whether that's coming on the back of the go, do you know what, if you get Champions League, you'll get it. But
I don't know if you made this point this morning, you talk about that, about a complete overhaul and you didn't get it. Even if we'd have just gone that one extra and got Bruno in the summer, how much of a difference does that make this season? We're all sat here absolutely going mad over after, 3 games?
I mean, we've said as well that
it's like, if we'd have got him in the summer, you're telling me he's not worth an extra 3 points?
I still think he thought he was going to have a fully fit Paul Pogba. Yeah. And that's the difference.
Yeah, that's a fair comment.
If you get Pogba in for this 6 months, I think that's why he's bought him now. I think he's kind of going, well, he's done in it. His ankle's not right, his head's not in it. I think it was kind of not in the same capacity, but it was like that Ronaldo. Just give me 1 more year, and then we're going to get someone else in. Then you can fuck off. I think that's what we're kind of looking at.
We were talking about this, me and you, Steve. I think at the beginning of the season, and that's what we all wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because regardless of what you think about Pogba, his attitude, whatever, if you get him playing on his day, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, and you want him playing, like that'd be the ideal scenario. That's why we paid 89 million quid for him. It's to have him playing football for Manchester United. The trouble is, it's not been happening. Now we were all hoping exactly what you just said. Ronaldo case where Ollie goes, listen, you'll get your move.
Yep.
I'm not saying you won't. Give me a season. Get me back in the Champions League. Get me you know what I mean? Give me the job long term and I'll give you the move. We all wanted that.
Yeah.
And after one game, it looked like we got it. Chelsea, where, other than a shaky first half, he was mint in the second half, doing what he does best. And we thought, right, here we go. And then the wheels came off massively and they've never come back on, really, have they?
It was kind of, we missed them penalties against Wolves and that was it, wasn't it? That was kind of where it all started because it was fine up until
yeah, you're right.
Positive, injuries. Don't have any of them. Doing all right. Missed them. Then go to Palace, get fucking beat, and that was.
And then
that was it.
Gobshite of an agent of his just won't shut up.
Yeah. So
I don't care what anyone says he's a knobhead. He can do one.
So I think
not
that's
Pogba, his agent.
I think that's what he's expecting now. I think he's kind of going, look, Pogba's going, Bruno's in,
and I can start building the team. The difference we saw yesterday with having Bruno and McTominay in the team, even Fred looks more comfortable because he knows his people around him. And
that run that Mata made for the Igalo goal, he doesn't make.
Did you see the step over as well? Yeah. So the feint, and it was like went through to Igalo, wasn't expecting it. Seen that. I know it's bruised 10 men and whatever, but come on, we've not seen that for a while. Not seen that for a while, have we?
They had 10 men in the Burnham, didn't lose, I don't think.
That's what I mean. It's like, come on. It was like, mate, seriously. It's just a shame with Mata that you're only going to get 1 game every sort of other week out of him because he's
people forget
when
there's
when he's got it, he's still got it
for people.
Yeah,
no,
that gives someone else a night off.
Yeah,
might have in a year's time. That might be Bruno getting a night off against the team we don't need him to play against.
Well, I'd rather we just wrapped Mata in cotton wool and just wheeled him out for the Europa. And I think even Bruno linking up in the Europa, I know we've not spoke a lot about LASK, but I reckon he could sell him a new one.
Right, this is Aka time here. Can we win individually every single game that we've got next in the league at the end of the season? Is there anyone that you look at you go, we ain't beating them?
We've got City at home, haven't we? Mm-hmm. We've done right. We've played the Scousers home and away, so they're out of the equation. They're the only two teams I genuinely think, on their day and our day, they beat us. If I'm being honest, yeah, it pains me to say, but we've
got Leicester away last game of the season, haven't we?
But I think any other team on our day we beat.
Oh, we've got the tools to beat.
Yeah, we've got the tools to beat. So yeah,
and I think we've got the tools to beat City.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. People going, we beat City twice. We've been like for. I mean, if they play as well as they can play,
like they did in the first leg,
yeah, we'll struggle.
Yeah,
they're really good at football.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying
really good at football.
That's the closest I came to walking out of Trafford at half time. I was like, I can't watch this shit.
Pathetic.
Yeah. It wasn't for Marcus's goal, it would have been horrible.
And that's what they can do to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you get your tactics right against them, you've got the right personnel on the pitch, you can turn them over.
When you've got McTominay back, Matic is playing something what looks like a footballer again. Which
I've been impressed with Matic, mate. People will give me stick on Twitter because I was doing the Devils full-time J thing, and I said, I thought Matic had a great game against Watford. I got a load of stick. Well, you're deluded. What game were you watching? I was like, well, the one I'm talking about. Obviously,
he's back to doing what, and again, having players around him, having a Bruno next to him that he can just give the ball.
Tell McTominay, you do the basics,
and just give
I'll do the fancy.
That's what he's missed, Danny Matic, because he had that at Chelsea with Kante, and I think people thought when we got Matic we were getting Kante and the two different players, and Kante is like a one-man midfield.
You look when Matic played alongside Pogba and Herrera. He looked good as well.
He did. That's a good shout. That first sort of 10 games.
That was the midfield three. Yeah. And actually, Phil Jones said it quietly, but Phil Jones was a massive part of why we.
No, you're imagining that. That didn't happen. Phil Jones and Marcus Rojo didn't form a partnership that gave us 9 clean sheets out of 10 games, whatever it was.
But that was.
Here we go. Adam's just sent us something here, and this could be good. Runaway Premier League leaders Liverpool would not be guaranteed the title if the government ordered sports events to be cancelled to combat the spread of coronavirus.
Right. You heard it. Email your local MP immediately. Right.
Listen, it's a matter of public health.
Yeah.
This is a matter of public health. I think
the health secretary
and safety.
Is Matt Hancock.
Think of the children.
Email him and say, as Steve's pointing out, for the safety of me and my children.
Look, we can't all be congregating in our 70,000s every weekend while there's a contagious virus around. I think the best thing we could do is just shut down all sport apart from the Europa League.
I've got one for you. How long will it take before the next half-empty game at City is blamed on the coronavirus? You know how they always got all this traffic? Was it? I don't know. Yeah.
They play this week and at home because
and I bet when there's no one there, they'll go, well, it's coronavirus. Everyone's staying home because of
that. Clip this up. 33 minutes in, I think we are. When Jay said the coronavirus thing, and then wait till City plays weekend.
And you will get it. Stu Brennan will be the first one. It'll be the absolute Abu Dhabi mouthpiece.
He is so far one way that you have to respect it.
I think he's like you on acid. You know when you double down on something and you refute, but he's gone worse.
He's almost gone right.
Turbo.
The wind-up one that I did yesterday with Igalo and Shearer, but he does that in a formerly reputable newspaper.
Yeah, he does. And he's like...
But serious. And he'll defend it then as well.
I know.
Like when people have replied to me going, are you fucking serious? I've not then gone, yeah, I am fucking serious.
But he will.
Igalo's definitely better than Shearer.
He'll go, I love that. I love the fact. Are you serious? Yes, I am serious. How many goals against Bruges Shearer scored?
Yeah. How many times he played for Watford?
Didn't even get in the Nigerian team.
Yeah.
But yeah, with him he does. And he's he's proper like that and it's madness. So yeah. I'm looking forward to that one.
So we're saying it's like Howson on Luke Shaw or Ashley Young. Not really, because there's a hell of a lot behind the evidence that they're not that fucking good.
Yeah.
We did the old Ashley Young thing, didn't we?
For about 5 years, Jay.
We did it 5 years. No, but I mean, we did a video here me and you where we went over it. We didn't really get anywhere. We both stuck to our guns.
I so thought we were getting into.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm almost glad we didn't because I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear I couldn't bear if Lukaku scored the revisionist about him.
Or Lukaku scores off a cross from fucking Ashley Young. It'd
just going on me.
Yeah.
Or Ericsson, we should have signed him. There's all sorts of
Every single one of them. Yeah. Every single one of them.
What did you make? Sorry to go off piste a little bit, but I know you guys have been watching him more than just in the first team. About Chong, because
I don't rate
My
him.
whelm was undered, as they say. I've
rate
never
him.
got it. And I don't like slagging off youngsters, you know I don't. But I just don't see it. And yet he's the one that 2 seasons ago was the next big thing.
But he never was.
Right.
He won
That's
2
why I'm asking
Young
you
Player
guys.
of the Year awards.
Yeah.
And both of them was...
Really?
I can't remember who should have won it in the first year he won it. It should have been Mason last year for the reserves. But it wasn't.
But didn't he
No,
win
it should have been Jimmy Garner last year for the Wizards. I can't remember the fuck it should have been when he won Player of the Year for the 18s. It just shouldn't have been him.
Right. Because he's been spoken about for 2 seasons, if not longer.
He won those 2
I've never
awards.
seen it, mate. I've never seen
in 6
it.
matches. He scored 5 in 6 in one of them. So I think that was the 18s one.
Right.
And then I think he had 6 assists and like 1 goal for the under-23s one. But you're like, people had better seasons in both of those. But his CV says back-to-back 18s and 23s Player of the Year. Wow. But then you see him on the pitch and he's very direct and aggressive, but he's very basic. And there was a time yesterday in the game where he got one-on-one with his fullback and he had the space in front of him, to the left and to the right of him, where if you've got any sort of tricks, like when it's 2v1, 2 defenders versus you, you're supposed to just retain possession. You don't try and beat them unless you're fucking outrageous. If you're Messi, sound.
Unless you're Gallo.
Yeah, or a Gallo.
Yeah.
But he's 1v1 with his defender. Every fullback should fancy 1v1. Now, you're not close to the byline, not close to the goal line. You could knock it past him because there was no one even on the other side of him. You had options. And he stuttered, shit it, and lost possession.
Yeah. No, and it's like, I'd love to sort of get behind him. Well, get behind him anyway, but, I'd love to think, Chong's coming on. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. But I'm not.
Shot window
I'm like, oh, really?
I think the game's just come on.
Even shot window when someone else leaving on a free.
I don't know.
Right. I've never ever seen anything in him, not for the first team anyway, and he's had enough chances where I thought there's a little nugget there where you can think, okay, he's shown glimpses. Do you know what I mean? I just think he looks like a competition winner.
The pace did it for him in the under-18s, I think. It's just someone direct, like you said, just going in.
I know he came close last night, then he had a shot that was sort of
I don't think his end product's the worst, but I don't think he...
I know he might be leaving, but I would have loved him to get a goal. I'd love him to do something to give him a bit of a lift and to prove me wrong. But
Levitt, Garner, Laird, those are all guys where you go, I am excited for you. Yeah. The stuff that you've got going on in your game. Even Galbraith.
Yeah.
I'd put all of those ahead of Chong.
Right.
I'd put Ramanazi ahead of him, but he's fucking going as well.
I don't know about Ramanazi. I think that I've seen him from the 23s. I think he's the sort of typical too good at that level, not good enough at the other level. Do you know what I mean? He's like, he stands out when you watch him on the 23s. I've not watched a lot of him, but you look at him, he's decent. Him.
He's also a fucking raging lunatic.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. But,
do you think a little bit of Chong being in the squad as a bit of saying to Pereira, look, you're not good enough right now. You're not getting in the team. I'm even going to put this lad in who's not that good.
It makes no sense. A lot of people are making the same argument. I saw the Nicky Butt quotes come out yesterday about Gomez, and they came out. I saw them in the reverse order. So I saw them on Twitter, and someone had tweeted them in a thread, but I saw the thread backwards.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh shit, he must have signed a deal, or he's about to sign a deal," because Nicky Butt's saying all these positive things about how hard he works in training, and you think it's all propaganda. He must have fucking signed the thing, and it gets to the start, and Nicky Butt literally goes, "There's a contract dispute at the moment," but aside from that, and then he give a pretty good assessment of where he's at. But I don't get why he's not featuring, and why Chong is, because I think Angel probably offers you more, even though he's not a winger in any way, shape or form. He's a playmaker, but you can play him wide and he can link up in a way that Mata sort of links up off a wide area. If you're looking at use pace, you're not looking at use Angel, for starters.
No.
But if you're looking at use pace, we got other pace merchants that you could see. If you're bringing in Chong, well, Chong's not that much better than Alanga, and I don't think Alanga's probably going to make it at United either.
This season as well, we've been crying out for another option as a winger. Because James is knackered physically and mentally, and I'm not having a dig at him because he's been thrown in. I think he gets a lot of stick that's unfair, and he's actually got 6 assists this season, which
I think he had a good game against Watford.
That's what I mean. He's not too shabby, but there's an opportunity there for someone to relieve him. Yeah. And yet he's Chong's not even in that conversation really, is he? He's just getting cameos in games we've already won. So I love him to prove me wrong. As any player, United player, criticise, I will love them to prove me wrong because I want United to be successful.
I don't know the Gomez thing. I think there's been
there's
too much Gomez talking to other clubs for a couple of years now.
It's a shame that, because he was one that excited me.
He's poorly advised me.
Is there?
I think so.
Yeah, there's something about him. I think there's something there that's kind of like he should be the best player in the world, and instead of just putting his head down and working towards that, it's like, well, just be in the team. I think, well, Barcelona want him, so why can't you play in him? Well, he'd go to Barcelona and not play.
Yeah, exactly. Just because Barcelona want him, don't mean they've got him earmarked as the instant replacement for Messi.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Right, you're in now. You're captain. You're taking all the free kicks and penalties.
I think that's been a lot of it. I think he was very close to go. He was very close to going this summer. Right. Really close to go. He had 2 offers from not even from different clubs, and they just said.
That's another reason you got to love Mason as well, isn't it? Because Mason's just like
I'm saying it.
United, mate.
Right, and this is
Don't
my
worry
argument.
about that,
like,
mate.
people are like, you've got to show Gomez why he should stay. No, this is Manchester United.
In a PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah.
How?
No, by playing him, you got to show him why you want him. No. You put the contracts on the table. That's you saying you want him.
Oh yeah, because Ollie's got the luxury of just playing youngsters that have spat the dummy out. Yeah. He can do that, can't he? And then when we lose, he won't lose his job, will he?
Here's how you get games. Mason, sit down, son. Did you even hear of Mason having a finger? Now, I knew there was a renegotiation going on because of something.
Yeah.
But there was nothing in the press. There was nothing anywhere. It was Mason signed an extension. Get in. Mason's played. Then, Dylan Levitt signed an extension. Brandon signed an extension. Jimmy Garner signed an extension. You seen a pattern emerging here?
Yeah.
Ethan Laird. There was no talk of him going anywhere else. Signed an extension. Nothing. You're not seeing it with anybody. And then there's all this talk. Chong's been talking to Juve. Chong's been talking to fucking whoever. Angel's been talking to everybody.
And the thing is as well, it's such a win-win for these clubs. If you get in a Chong on a free or whatever, and it doesn't work out, no one, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you get him in his min,
free swing.
Yeah, then you've got a world-class player or a player that can potentially become world-class, and you've got him for now. Or even you get him and he does okay, and then you sell him on for 20 mil. Happy days.
Where are these players leaving Barcelona? Where are these players leaving Juventus? Why are they only leaving United? It's a weird one, that. Shall we quickly recap on who we've drawn in the Europa League? That's kind of what we were.
That's what it was for, yeah.
I forgot about that
round. Yeah. And then wrap it because I think me and Jay got to do something.
Yes, we have. Actually, that's a good point.
Right, so we have drawn LASK. From Austria, top of the Austrian Bundesliga. They've done pretty well in Europe, and it seems like their new manager that they've got in, he's only been in there for 36 games. He's won 26 of them. So
he's won how many out of how many? 26 out of
26 in 36.
I think it's going to be a very Bruges-like game. I think if we have our full-strength team out, we do what we did last night and batter them. But if you play
I think
team,
I'm hoping that Ollie's learned from the Bruges away, where, okay, we won the home 5-0, but
we can't be arresting them.
It could have been 3 or 4 1 to Bruges, and then it would have been a different game going in.
If they score that first goal last night where the lad tries to chip Romero, that's a different game last night.
That's what I mean.
If we put a full strength team out, we batter most of the
and I think Ollie's got to realise that and just do it.
Yeah. But that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And also, a couple of you have, only a couple of you from yesterday. So this is also going to be available on iTunes, on Spotify, on CastBox, anywhere that you get your audio. If you like to listen to us waffle in the car or whatever you want to do with it. But please go and leave us a review. Some fucking absolute helmets have jumped in at number 2 if you search Manchester United now. I don't know who the fuck they are, so let's fucking get them slung away.
Yep.
And what's a mad one is, I was showing you before, wasn't I? Red Mancunian, which it was one of the best podcasts for United that was out there. It was Craig and Jay and Tomo.
Yeah,
it was fucking wicked. Not uploaded in 5 years. Can't get above it in the ranking.
We've not done it for years. The last time we did one, we did a one-off special in Athens when we played Olympiacos. Under Moyes.
November 15.
Right. Well, sorry. Right, was that? There must have been one after then. But that's the last one I can remember. So yeah, people are asking us to bring it back. Maybe one day we will do another one-off special. But it's mad that we're up there in the rankings still.
Yeah, I can't get above it. But yeah, go and give it a 5-star rating on iTunes, and we'll announce another winner on Monday during Howson's Brew. I've got my eye on one which might win it, but you can still squeeze in there if you make us laugh with another one. But thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.